Hello guys, welcome back to lecture series of Railway Engineering. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about signaling. So already we have been discussed that the railway track contains different components. Understand? So the basically most important components of railway track are ballast, sleepers, rails. Apart from this, there are also some additional provisions should be there for the it means safe movement of the trains upon the railway track. Understand? So for the safe movement of the trains on the railway track as well as to control the movement of trains against from collisions or derailment or from accidents. Understand? So we need to provide certain additional components to railway track. Understand? So they are called as signaling. Understand? So not only signaling, and also we need to fit fittings. Understand? And signaling we need to provide, and also one more. It means operation or one more provision should be provided to the railway track, that is interlocking. Understand? So in this session we are going to discuss about signaling, and in next video we will discuss about interlocking. Understand? So and also apart from these, few more components will be there upon railway track. They are called as crossings and turnouts. Turnouts and crossings. The turnouts or crossings we will provide on railway track where the single railway track to be diverged into branch railway track. Understand? Into more than one or two directions. Understand? So if you take this is a main railway track, so this railway track may be diverged into branch track. Understand? So here you can see this one. Understand? So in this case, in this certain, it means in this type of cases we need to provide turnouts or crossings. Understand? So in this particular cases also so many extra components to be provided on the railway track. Understand? So especially such a place where two or more the railway tracks meet together and then they will be here, it means they will be like a single railway track, or whenever a single railway track have been diverged into number of branch railway tracks. Understand? So such a section of railway track will be called as junction. Understand? So that is called as junction, and the junction sections of railway track are two types. First one is turnout and next one is the crossings. Understand? So in these cases also we need to have a proper controlling system for the movement of the trains upon the railway track. Understand? It means whenever the train should move upon the main track itself. Understand? So in that case we need to open, it means we need to open the outer rail of the branch track. Understand? And whenever the train should move from main track to branch track, at that time we need to close the outer rail of the branch track. Understand? So that such operations will be there. Understand? So in those cases also to control the accidents. Understand? It means to provide safety and comfort to the passengers who are sitting in the train, as well as to provide safety and comfort to the train whenever a train is moving from one track to another track. Understand? So in those cases to control the movement of train, as well as to control, it means as well as to control the derailment of train, or to control the accidents of train. Understand? So in that case we need to have a system, controlling system. Understand? So that system will be called as signaling system, interlocking system, and controlling system. Okay now, so these three systems should be provided. Understand? So the main objective of these three systems is, first one is to provide safety and comfort to the passengers as well as train whenever the train is moving from one track to another track. And next objective of the three systems is the train should move upon the track whenever it is going on the main track, or whenever it is going from main track to branch track, or whenever it is going from branch track to main track, whatever it may, understand? In those cases, the train should have safety and comfort, as well as it should move at its maximum permissible speed, understand? So these two are the major objectives of these three systems. First one is the safety and comfort, and next one is the maximum permissible speed. Okay na? So in those cases, to achieve, it means in such kind of turnovers or crossings, understand na? To achieve these two things, it means to achieve maximum safety and maximum comfort, and also maximum permissible speed of the train, we need to have all these systems: signaling system, interlocking system, and controlling system. Understand? So especially in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about signaling. Understand? In upcoming video series, we will discuss about interlocking and controlling systems. Understand? So in signaling, we will discuss about these two topics. First of all, first one is objectives of signaling, and next one is classification of signaling. It means in signaling is nothing but the process of operation and maintenance of signals which have been provided just beside the railway track, are called as the process will be called as signaling. Understand? So you can see, first of all we will discuss about objectives of signaling, and then next we will discuss about what is signal, and after that what is the different classifications of signal based upon their different characteristics, based on their operational characteristics, and based on their functional characteristics, and based on their locational characteristics, how signals have been classified. And one more topic we will discuss about under classification of signals is special signals. Okay, now so in this video lecture we are going to discuss about what is signaling, and what are the objectives of signaling, and what are the different classifications of signals available. Yeah, first we discuss about objectives of signaling. So the basic objective of signaling, already we have discussed that, to provide safety, comfort, and crossings or turnouts, and also to make the train to move at its maximum permissible speed. Understand? So these are the basic objectives of signaling. It means basic objectives, as well as it means the signaling system, whenever we need to design or whenever we need to provide for a railway track, these are the major and most important constituents for which we need to provide signaling. Understand? Okay, here these are the some basic objectives of signaling. Understand? So first one is to regulate the movement of trains upon the railway track. This is the first objective of the signaling system. It means that the trains, whenever they are moving from main track to branch track, or they are moving from branch track to main track, as well as the trains whenever they are entering into railway station, or whenever the trains are moving out, it means the trains are leaving the railway station. Understand? So in that particular cases, some regulation system should be there for the movement of trains. Understand? It means to control the collisions or to control the accidents. Understand? So for that purpose, the signaling system is to be provided. Understand? So if it is a railway station and if it is a platform, understand? So this is the track just behind the platform. Understand? So in this platform, upon the railway track, some other train may be there. Understand? So in that case, the train should be stopped just behind the station. Understand? Once they stand, it means once the train standing just beside the platform, if it leaves the railway station, then only another train can reach the platform. Understand? So in that cases, the signaling system will be helpful. Understand? So like that. Okay, so the basic objective of signaling is to regulate the movement of trains in case of crossings, in case of turnouts, and also in case of entering into the railway station or leaving the railway station. In those cases, the signaling system will be helpful. To maintain the safe distance between trains, when two trains are moving in same direction upon the railway track, understand? So it means this is the railway track. Two trains are moving. One train is moving here and another train is moving here. Understand? So in that case, to control the collision between the two stations, understand? So in that case also we need the signaling system may be helpful. Understand? It means to maintain the safe distance between two trains when the two trains are traveling or running upon a railway track in the same direction. Understand? So in that case, the signaling system will be helpful. And the next one is that to ensure safety of trains. Understand? So to ensure safety of trains in the sense of when two or more trains are traveling in same direction, or two trains are traveling on a same track in opposite direction. Understand? It means one train is coming in this direction and another train is coming opposite or crossing to the direction. Understand? So in those cases, to ensure safety of trains when two trains are moving in a same track in opposite direction, or when the two tracks are crossing each other, or two trains are approaching to each other, just they are about to approach. Understand? So in those cases, the signaling system should be used. Understand? In such cases, the signaling system should ensure that it means safety in between the two trains. It means it can, by using signaling system, we can stop the collision of two trains. Understand? So signaling system means the signals have been provided just beside the railway track. Understand? So the loco pilot is nothing but the person who is driving the train. Understand? He will be called as loco pilot. Based upon the signals, the loco pilot will know that either he should proceed with the train, or either he should stop the train, or whether he should run the train at a slow speed. Understand? Slowly he should move, or completely he should stop, or he can proceed. Understand? So these three things will given. It means these three intimations will be given by the signals to the loco pilot. Understand? So based upon the signals, like basically three types of signals will be there. Red signal, we know that, green signal, and another one is yellow signal. Understand? So these are the three colors of signals which can give intimation, or which can give guidance to the driver, either he should proceed, or he should stop, or either he should move with low speed. Understand? So okay, so to ensure safety of trains when two trains are moving on the same track, or when two trains are crossing each other, or when two trains are just about to approach each other. Understand? That is the one more objective of the signaling. And another objective or another role of the signaling is for safe and efficient shunting on the railway track. Understand? It means the signaling also provides some facilities for the safe and efficient shunting on the railway track. And next one is to regulate the arrival and departure of trains in the railway track. It means in the railway stations as well as yards and stations. Okay, now so it means by using signaling system we can also regulate the arrival of trains into the station, or arrival of trains into the yard, and also departure of trains from the station or yard we can regulate. Okay, now so these are all the basic objectives of signaling, and it means that all these objectives or all these roles of signaling system can provide safety and comfort to the train, as well as the system should make the trains upon the track means the train should move at its maximum permissible speed. Okay, now so these are all the objectives of signaling system. Next we will see what are the different classification of signaling system. Yeah, next topic is classification of signals. First classification is classification based on their operational characteristics. Okay, so based on their operational characteristics, the signals have been classified into two types. First one is audible signals, and next one is the visual signals or visual indication signals. Understand now? So the audible signals generally referred as detonating signals are also called as fog signals. And next, coming under visual indication signals, there are two types of signals are there: hand signals and fixed signals. Okay, now so these three are the signals have been classified. It means classification of signals based on their operational characteristics. First one is the detonating signals, next one is hand signals, and next one is third signals. It means based on their operation, like how we will operate those signals to give regulations or to give guidelines to the loco pilot. Understand? So based on their operation, the signals have been classified into three types: detonating signals, hand signals, and fixed signals. Understand? Okay, again, it means based on the principles, two types are there: audible signals and visual indication signals. Understand? So detonating signals, hand signals, and fixed signals are the classification of signals based on their operation. Understand? So coming to audible signals, like detonating signals or fog signals, these signals are used on railway track under some special cases, like whenever rainfall takes place or fog or snowfall takes place, like due to winter. Understand? So in those cases or during rainy seasons, we can use such audible signals or detonating signals. Understand? So due to that only the name fog signals have been given to these detonating signals. Okay now. So and the signals, it means these are these signals, like they have explosive materials will be used. Okay now. So if it is railway track, sleepers, rails should be there. Understand? So upon the railway track, at some distance, we will keep that explosive material upon the rails. Okay now. So upon this rail, here explosive material we may keep. Understand? So when the train move over these explosive materials, what we kept on rails, okay now, so then they get explode and they can give huge amount of sound. Understand? It means they get exploded and they give huge sound. Okay, so based on that sound, the loco pilot or the driver of the train understand that just behind the, it means just away from him, a railway station is there or some other signal is there. Understand? So it means some station is there or some signal is there. Okay, so then he can keep concentration on the signal. Understand? Otherwise, when it have been exploded, immediately he will stop the train. Understand? And then he will search for the signal. So then once he get the signal or once he find the signal just beside the railway track, like here or somewhere. Okay now. So then he can able to know that, it means he can follow the guidelines given by the signal. It means if the signal show red color, he will stop the train, or if the signal show green color, he can proceed the train. Understand? So like that. Okay now. So this is about detonating signals, and mostly 270 meters away from those signals, the explosive material should be kept on tracker, should be kept on rails. Understand? So this is about detonating signals. And next one is the hand signals. Hand signals means these signals have been operated by hands. Understand? So that's why these signals are called as hand signals. And next classification is fixed signals. Fixed signals means in this signal, these signals have been fixed to a pole. Understand? It means have been fixed to a pole. Okay now, so then these are called as fixed signals. And hand signals means these signals have been operated by hand by using guard or station master. Okay now, so then that's why the signals are called as hand signals. Understand? So the hand signals are the signals sent with the help of flags. Red flag or green flag will be used in case of hand signals, and in case of fixed signals, a pole will be there. Upon the pole, flags may be provided or wings may be provided. Okay now, so if the wings are green in color, it means if the wing shows green color, or if the wing shows red color, okay, based upon then that guidelines, the loco pilot will act. And also one more thing is there in case of fixed signals, like if the wing is straight, horizontally straight, understand? And so then it denotes that the driver should stop the train, understand? And if the wing is should be inclined like this, understand? And should be inclined with 45 to 60 degrees, so then the driver can understand that he can proceed, understand? So like that, these are the different types of fixed signals, understand? It means flanks should be fitted or colored light. In case of fixed signals, we can use flanks or wings or colored lights will be used, and all these things either anyone, okay now, should be fitted to a pole, okay now, so those signals will be called as fixed signals. And if those signals will be operated by using flags, and it means those signals will be operated by the hands of station master or guard, okay now, so those signals will be called as hand signals, understand? So these are the different types of signals. It means same signals, it means whatever the signals you may take, only three colors of signals will be there: red signal, green signal and yellow signal, understand? So three signals will be there, and based on their purpose, it means based on how we operate them, or how we, where we can locate them, or what the function of those signals, understand? So based on their operational characteristics, or based on their functional characteristics, and based on their locational characteristics, the signals, it means the same signals have been classified with different names, okay na? So here how we are operating, based on their operation, the signals have been classified into two types: audible signals and visual indication signals, understand? And again they have been classified into detonating signals, hand signals and fixed signals. It means how we are operating them, this is the classification done, understand? So next classification based on their functional characteristics, we will see. Next one is the classification of signals based on their functional characteristics. Based on their functional characteristics, the signals have been classified into four types: stop signals or semaphore signals, next one is warner signals, shunting signals and colored light signals. Stop signals or semaphore signals which have been provided just at the starting of the platform, or just at the starting of the railway station or yard. The stop signals or semaphore signals have been provided, understand? And these signals may be, it means almost these signals may contain a wing, understand? Pole will be there and a wing will be provided to the pole, understand? So like that the signals will be there, okay now. So and the term semaphore, understand? So it is a semaphore is a Greek term, and the sema stands for sign. It means in Greek sema stands for sign, and four, it means four stands for bear, understand? Okay now, so this is a Greek term, semaphore is a Greek term, whatever it may. These signals also called as stop signals. These semaphore signals have been provided just behind the railway station, understand? And based on the movements of wing, it means the semaphore signal will give guidelines to the loco pilot, understand? It means if the wing is horizontal, the loco pilot should understand that he should on the stop, it means he should stop the train, understand? Or it may be red, understand? If it is a colored light, it may be red, he should stop the train, understand? So that is the guidelines. And next one is that if it is inclined, it means 45 degrees to horizontal, understand? Or yellow color, if it means it is yellow, it means if it is if it contains wing, it will give position like either it is horizontal or 45 degrees to horizontal. Or if it is a colored light signal, it means it will show different colors like yellow color or red color, okay now. So in this case, it means in case of wing, if it is 45 degrees to horizontal, or in case of colored light, if it is yellow color, understand or not? So it means the train should move, understand or not? It means it should move with caution speed or low speed, understand or not? With caution speed or slow speed he should move, okay now. And next one is, if it is 90 degrees to horizontal, it means vertical it have been provided, understand? 90 degrees to horizontal, or in case of color it will show green color, okay now. So the driver can proceed the train, understand or not? So these are the guidelines given by the semaphore signals to the loco pilot, understand or not? So these signals have been provided just behind the railway station. It means at the starting point of the railway station, understand? It means just railway station at to start. In that case, the stop signals or semaphore signals have been provided, understand or not? So if the signals are provided like wings to pole, understand? A pole should be there and wing is provided to the pole. If the wing is horizontal, the loco pilot should understand that he should stop the train. And if the wing is 45 degrees to horizontal, the loco pilot should understand that he should proceed with caution. And if the wing is vertical or 90 degrees to the horizontal, directly he can proceed, understand or not? In case of wing or in case of light, it means colored light, if the signal shows red color, he should stop. If the signal shows yellow color, he should proceed with caution, and if the signal shows green color, he can proceed into the railway station, okay now. So these are the guidelines given to the loco pilot in case of semaphore signals, understand now? So this is about semaphore signals. And next one is the warner signals. Warner signals are also like stop signals, but they have been provided somewhat away from the stop signals, understand now? It means warner signals are provided away from signals, because the warner signals give warning to the loco pilot that just ahead of him stop signals are there or semaphore signals are there, okay now. So that's why like that, it means they give warning or they give intimation to the loco pilot that just ahead of you signals are coming, understand? It means the stop signals are coming. It means they will give intimation, understand? So because if warning signals have not been provided, if it means if loco pilot immediately, if he will find the stop signals or semaphore signals, immediately he cannot apply gears or he cannot apply brakes, understand? So if you apply speed brake or immediate brake, what will happen? The derailment of trains may takes place or accidents may takes place, understand? So it means the passengers also may not feel comfort, understand? So that's why the warner signals have been provided just a few meters away from the stop signals, understand? So if warner signals are there, the loco pilot able to know that just ahead of him, it means about 400 meters or 500 meters, stop signals are there, understand? It means they will give intimation that just within few distance from that position, stop signals are there or semaphore signals are there, understand? So in this case also the same, like if warner signal shows horizontal, you should stop the train, understand? If the warner signal shows 45 degrees to horizontal, you should proceed with caution. If the warner signal shows 90 degrees, you should proceed towards the stop signal, understand? So same operation is same, but based on their function, the signals have been classified in these three types: stop signals are semaphore signals, warner signals, shunting signals, and colored light signals, understand? And next is the shunting signals. The shunting signals are the important type of signals. These signals have been provided mostly upon the yards, railway yards, they have been provided, understand? And the shunting signals have been provided for the shunting operations on the railway tracks, understand? And the shunting signals may be called as dwarf signals or miniature signals. Dwarf signals are miniature signals, and also the shunting signals are used for regulating the shunting of vehicles in station yards, okay now. So the operation of shunting signals is not like the stop signals or warner signals, and these shunting signals are mostly 1 feet or 2 meters from 2 feet height from the earth surface, understand? It means they are not that much of height like stop signals and warner signals. Understand or not? So mostly the Warner signals height may be 3 meter, up to 3 meter from the earth surface, and the shunting signals may be mostly 2 feet from the earth surface. Understand or not? And the next type of signals is colored light signals. The colored light signals may be, it means 3 colors will be there, as already we have been explained: red color, green color, yellow color. Understand or not? And these colors to be provided to the signals by using electricity. Understand or not? It means pole will be there, to the pole, a board will be there, to in the board 3 colors lights will be there. Here one light will be there, here one light will be there, here one light will be there. One light will be with red color, another light will be with green color, and another light will be yellow color. Understand or not? So if the red color is in operating condition, understand or not? So the loco pilot understand that he should stop the train. And if the green color is in operation, it means if green color is blinking. Understand or not? It means green color is writing. In that case, he should proceed. If the yellow color means he should proceed, but with low speed or with caution he should go. Understand or not? So this is the classification of function signals based on their functions. Understand or not? Like stop signals or semaphore signals, Warner signals, shunting signals, and colored signals. Okay guys, thank you so much. And the remaining classification of signals we will discuss in next class. In next video we will continue with the classification of signals based on their operational characteristics, and some special types of signals we will discuss in upcoming video. Thank you so much.